Hi everybody.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Woo. Ready?
Yeah. You got it.
Ooh, rock paper scissors. Hey everybody, I'm Michelle.
And I'm Amy. And we are two creative chicks that ride.
Welcome to our show.
Yes.
Our show is here to educate and inspire other women riders in our area and around the world. We cover all topics of discussion coming from the life of a female motorcyclist, whether you enjoy the ride on your own or whether you enjoy the backseat experience.
Yeah. It's awesome. Okay. So our show is here today. Wait, we already said that. To educate and inspire women, right?
Yeah.
All topics of discussion. Did we already say all
Yeah, we already said all that.
Okay.
But if you're watching this video,
Right. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, make sure you get that bell for all so you don't miss any of our broadcasts, and share the video, right? Like we want to reach as many viewers as we can, and the more viewers we get, the more fun we have. So
Absolutely.
Don't forget to do that.
don't forget to do that. And while we're at it, we wanted to tell you a little bit about what we do on the show, right?
Yeah.
What we're going to be talking about. Like I said, we cover all topics of discussion regarding the life of a female motorcyclist. Freaking hilarious. Some of the stuff we come up with.
It's great. And that's just who me and Michelle are, right? So a little get you in on how me and Michelle kind of met and how our journey began. We are in right now, as you can see, we are inside of a motorcycle repair shop. We are located inside of Yankee Dave's Motorsports, which is a full functioning motorcycle repair shop. It is located at 1170 Oslo Road here in Vero Beach, Florida. Dave is a wonderful bike mechanic. It's a mom and pop shop. And I actually purchased my first motorcycle this past year, and I broke down, and a friend recommended me to call them. And within 45 minutes to an hour, they were there getting me and my motorcycle off the side of the road. One of the services that they offer is that roadside tow and repair.
Yeah, and you know, when you called, you were like it was an instant connection on the phone because I remember you calling and you were like, hey, I didn't make it out. I'm stuck. And you were just like such a good ball of energy. Like you weren't calling like, ow, frick, I'm stuck on the side of the road. Like you were really like, what's up? All right, no problem, love. Bye-bye. And I'm like, oh man, I'm really gonna like this chick. I can't wait to meet her. You know?
Yeah.
Because we hadn't met in person yet. Just was on the phone at that point. And we went and got your bike.
Yeah.
And so our helper at the time got to meet you first, right? Because you didn't come right down. I think you went home or something like that.
I did. I went home and had to get the car and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And you came in with your sister, who was known as AKA Sissy.
Yeah,
so, yeah. And we were like, just instant peace in a pod.
Yeah, instant peace in a pod. Like, I was like, you know, there's no coincidences and all this stuff. And Michelle said no coincidences, and she says, you sound like my sister. And then we were like, really? And like we instantly knew that our spiritual paths were very similar. Yes. And so we hit it off. And they towed my bike and repaired it, and I mean, it was wiring or something, but it was like astronomically cheap. Like, I don't know, probably like $50 or $100 to charge me. And I was floored because I was thinking, oh my God, a tow is $100. It's not. So that's how we met the first time. And what brought that conversation to mind is, you know, it's all about helping and you know, helping each other and helping other people in the area. Because it's a mom and pop shop, you know, shop local, buy local, use local is really big for us. And, you know, I had just recently had a couple of guys broken down outside of my shop. And are we going into that? Not really.
No, I don't think we are. Because I think that was like...
You can edit that out.
Yeah, I think that might have been like show number 2 or 3. Yeah, I can edit that out.
That was the first show. That's how we met. We told a funny story about how we told a funny story because that's how we met. And we were talking about the cow running down the highway. That was our first show. Remember, because we tried to recreate it in your kitchen and it didn't work because we froze.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe we did. I thought that was, it might have been. Yeah. Yeah, we could still do that. I know we talked about Roscoe's a lot.
No, we didn't. We didn't even know about Roscoe's. We haven't been. Oh yeah, we did. We went to Roscoe's. No,
That's how we met.
no, we didn't meet at Roscoe's. We met when you picked up my bike.
We met when I picked up your bike, and then you said you were into the same spiritual stuff as me.
Yeah.
And then I said to you, hey, I said, I'm going to be doing an event.
Roscoe's.
What
That's
do you
right.
think about being able to do an event?
Right.
And I was like, because you were like, oh, I make this, I do that, I do that.
Yes.
I make all kinds of stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this thing, Roscoe's. I didn't want to go by myself because I just started doing like my crocheting and my crafting.
Right.
And there we were at Roscoe's for the weekend, and it was like kind of like we knew each other, but not really that.
You don't know
to that
anybody
much of
until
an
you
extent
go
yet.
away on
Yeah.
vacation or you go somewhere with them.
Exactly.
Then
And
you
it was,
really know.
yeah,
And
it was so much fun. We just really
Clicked.
we clicked, we hit it off.
Yeah.
Really like soul sisters. You know
For
what I mean?
real, yeah.
I freaking loved it. And that Roscoe's weekend, Roscoe's rocked. And
It was a
actually,
really good
next
time.
year we'll be doing Roscoe's. Yeah, well, it's coming up, and we'll be doing it
Yep.
again this year and next year. And
Yep.
and now we're going to be broadcasting our show from Roscoe's.
Right.
But it's just like it's an old school biker event, and here's Amy like, oh my god, like she's like, I think you spent like the whole week. You were like, yes, I'll do it. Like you were like the yes girl, I'll
Yeah.
do it. But then I didn't hear. I was like, oh, I don't know if she's going to do it with me because I haven't heard from her at all. But you were just like making shit.
Yeah, man, I'd get
And-
stock up, right?
Yeah.
That's carton,
Yeah.
everything back then.
And
Yeah.
I was amazed at your ability to be able to like, you set up your display. It's such good juju energy. You had a little setup for like a little reading area.
Yeah.
And you were like, and you combined like this spirituality with like this biker edge, like this
Yeah.
lady rider edge. You know what I mean? And you were like,
That's
yes,
the description right here.
really. You and I was
Right.
just like, oh, man. At that point in my life, I was getting ready to start. Like Dave and I, we weren't splitting roles, but he was just really like, I don't want the front anymore. Take the front, you know. And I'm thinking, Amy would be perfect, like, to be a part of this. So while we were at Roscoe's, I was like,
Right.
you know, want to come in with me and do this? Want to do this?
Yeah, and I remember as we were packing up, we had got everything into we like negotiated where we were putting everything, and we worked very well listening to each other's suggestions,
Yeah.
trying each other's suggestions, and at the end of it, I remember us standing outside, I have spirit bumps everywhere. I remember standing outside of the car and you going, hey, what do you think about coming into the shop a couple of days a week? Right? Display your stuff there, have a little storefront, and you share the storefront with me. We'll get this little boutique together and we'll work together and you can, you know, donate the time helping out in the front
Yes.
and you don't pay us rent and we don't pay you, and I love the barter system.
Yeah, because it's just your money is your money, and you're, you know, and we're all working together like old
Right.
school, you know.
Yeah,
like the way it
love
used to be.
that. Love
And
that.
if you watch our shows, you'll find like that the scene behind us changes as we progress and grow. Like
Yeah.
so when we first both started in here, she was like, yeah, of course. She's like, I have all this product now.
Yeah.
What the hell am I gonna do with it?
Where am I gonna put it?
I'll do it. What have I got to lose?
Right.
And we, you know, we started the transformation in here. Like we got together.
Yeah,
And
this
you
is
did a
not
lot of
looking
yeah, it
this
didn't
one.
look anything like this. And now
We've
it's like
come
this
so
beautiful
far.
we have. It's this beautiful
Beautiful
routine.
boutique, right?
And,
So electric. I just
Oh my god, it's awesome. And I think we had thought about maybe calling it the bitch barn, which I think is cool.
it's cute.
But it was like, well, you know what? Maybe a guy might call it the bitch barn. So we were like, no. So then we come up with, okay, the eclectic boutique. So it's
Yeah.
Amy Dave's eclectic boutique. And so we're in the front of the house, you know, and Amy's here a couple days a week. I'm here a couple days a week.
Yeah.
We answer phones and do the paperwork, but you know, we get to do what we love to do, and that's, you know, create. Yeah. And so we decided, why not have a show?
Well, the reason I think that we had come up with the idea for the show, right, was because as a new owner, a female owner of my motorcycle, right, like I've been a passenger my whole life. I've always been in the arena, so to speak, as a passenger, as an old lady, whatever. Now I'm an owner. Well, I have so many freaking questions. Where do I go to get the answers? You know,
Right,
and now I
right,
just
so
got a
true.
bike, so I'm feeling really like, yeah, I'm all that, right?
Oh, this.
But who do I go ask the questions to without feeling some kind of way, right? And so we decided that we would start this show not only to discuss those topics of conversation, but to also showcase the products that we create.
Yep.
They're just amazing, right? And how do you get that product out the door?
Yeah, how do you
Thank God
get people
for the
to see it?
internet.
That three-dimensional. Thank God for that.
Right.
So each and every one of our shows has this topic area where we discuss something that that is some things that Amy's very well versed in, some things I'm very well versed in. Some of them we have no.
And we got to do a lot of
we
research
have
for
to
the
do it.
shows.
But we're learning and growing together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we have this section that's like our product highlight, right? And it's about 10 minutes of going over like one of our amazing products. Like, why is it good? What's great about it? You can see it in 3 dimension. You know, you can get a really good view. You can ask questions about it.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's gone really well.
It is very well. And it's a really great way not only to showcase our product, but to get the customer feedback on our product also.
Absolutely, yes. That's a big one. I love that. To get feedback. Oh, I love this. Gotta have this.
Yeah.
Does it come in this color? How do you use it? You know, some of the things, and you know, and we don't like asking men because for fear of the ridicule. You know, we're still women riders in a male arena. It's definitely a dominantly male arena.
It's changing a bit, but it's still a predominantly male arena.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, old social domestication kind of rules and stipulations in the way that people sometimes think. I'm changing all of that about myself now, but you know, if I don't know, I was fearful to ask the wrong person in fear of their response.
Yeah.
So this is more going to be a very non-judgmental, comfortable zone where we can ask the questions that need to be asked or that are hard to ask. And get some answers, right? And
there are no stupid questions.
No. That's why I said hard to ask. Right? Yeah. Because but for so long I was like, oh, I can't ask, that's a stupid question. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Hard to ask questions.
Right. So it's an arena for a platform for us to be able to discuss those topics of conversation, to get some feedback and different points of view.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of viewer and customer interaction in our show through our chat boxes, through our websites. So we really value, I think, what our viewers want to know and what they think also.
Yeah, we definitely.
It's not just the Michelle and Amy show.
No, although sometimes it seems that way because we do have a lot of fun watching ourselves when we're watching the, you know,
all the retakes.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, wait a minute, that's funny. Yeah, the retakes, we're having so much fun, and I wanted to make sure that you're like, so from the perspective of Women Rider, but also like, you know, instead of being like angry and upset and frustrated about the way the world has kind of maybe, you know, you could look at it that like the world has like dealt us a bad hand, like we're uphill.
Yeah.
You know, your beautiful spiritual spin on things. You know what I mean? How like, you know, I'd be like, you know, and you'd be like, well, you know, Michelle, here's something beautiful and spiritual that we can look at, and it kind of pulled me back into my own spirituality, which we do follow the same spiritual path, but it's a whole different spin. And the spiritual spin, you know, I want you to tell your viewers all about that, but before you do, I want to share my perspective on it.
Okay.
Because I feel like your spiritual spin isn't about you selling your religion.
No.
You know what I mean? It's about you sharing a different perspective, a spiritual perspective. Like, not trying to sell you on this, but here's another way you can look at it. Here's something fun and lighthearted to get us through this situation together.
Right.
And so, what do you, you know, the spiritual spin has really progressed.
Yeah, the spiritual spin is, you know, we always look for ways and means of coping, ways and means of looking at the situation in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are so many vast religions out there that, and they all have really good points, right? And they all have really good beliefs.
Yeah.
But what I've come across in my life in the past 10 years is everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people are floundering with what do I believe? Where do I go? What do I follow? And I've just been blessed to follow my own spiritual path. So my spiritual spin is going to be about some tools that I use for that. I'm really a big believer in crystals and in spiritual healing and healing within to shine without. So that's where my spiritual spin is going to be. You know, I am a professional reader, so I'm sure I'll be throwing some of that in there. Some readings and some tarot pulls and new decks and that kind of stuff. I make a lot of spiritual tools and jewelry and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the spiritual spin aspect of it.
Nice. Love it, love it. And I love how that has like grown and progressed too, like that you actually even do like a horoscope of the month. And but it's also like what type of bike would you ride or what type of rider are you?
Yeah,
And that's really fun to watch too.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to see that grow. I can't wait till we get to March.
I know. And listen, I loved when, when we were coming up with the ideas for the show and you had come up with the babe of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, we originally were going to do the hunk of the week.
We were thinking maybe doing
the
beefcake or the hunk.
Yeah.
Just really trying to kind of follow what the men do and almost
because they always got women in the
objectify it,
calendars and this and that, and half naked ladies on the bikes, which is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but we're about empowering and growing as female riders in the male arena. So your take on that, babe, was just astronomical. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so seriously, I think that, I kind of got out of that stage of like, what am I going to do with it or how am I going to view it? And the babe of the week is just like your spiritual spin segment. So there's about 10 minutes that we spend on who that babe of the week is. And instead of objectifying women or men, I decided, you know what? Who's doing a take on the real women that are riding? Like the real, beautiful, bodacious, ballsy, badass women that are really out there on bikes, you know what I mean? With their helmet hair, don't care, or with their glasses on, or with their, whatever, they're there. And so the pictures, the images, like it's really kind of grown to be almost exactly what I imagined it would be like. The pictures are actual women on their bikes or near their bikes, saying like, I'm here, I'm loud, I'm proud, and here I am. And they are just some of like their aura, their beauty just really shows through. And it's like, this is a real chick that rides. This is a real woman on a bike. Whether it's the front, whether it's the back, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That raw footage. And then it kind of progressed into, what would be really fun is like if we could, make them a star, like put this in a calendar to remind like our young riders or our women that have always dreamed of riding their own. The backseat mamas that have always wanted to ride their own, or the young girls that are just looking into it, to inspire that and say, you know what, this isn't some, not to put it down at all, but this is not a sexy model that's like, that's dripping over a chopper.
We actually saw that at Roscoe's, how those pictures are taken in the Easy Rider magazines and all that. And it's great. I love watching the photo shoots. They were beautiful women draped over these motorcycles.
Over these $80,000 to $100,000 motorcycle. And the woman, they're trying to
they're fixing their hair in one way,
you can see them trying to fumble. Like almost around, like, do I touch this?
They did not know.
And
and here we are on our bikes.
I know, we're like, woo, I would like to get one of like a babe standing on her bike, like, hello, onward, But so it progressed into like, let's make a calendar. So now we have our first calendar coming out, the 2022 Babe of the Week calendar. And I think it's just going to be like the 2022 Chicks That Ride calendar. You know, haven't thought of the name yet, but you know, we're working on that with this wonderful contest going on. The proceeds are going to put one of those women that look at that calendar on a bike. You know, how cool is that? So,
Yeah. That's awesome.
so yeah, I'm really excited with how that's going and how that's growing and developing into like almost a movement.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, our show has just been evolving,
Mm-hmm.
right, and growing. And I feel like I've grown so much in the show also,
Yes.
you know, and that's what it's about. You
Yeah.
know, our show is really about encouraging and empowering um, other women, you know, whether you're passing on the back, whether you just dreamed of always riding,
Yeah.
doesn't matter, right? We need to be here to, you know, support one another and help each other
Yeah.
through all areas of our lives, you know?
Absolutely. Build each other up instead of breaking each other down.
That's right.
You know, it's not a competition.
One of our
It's not a
favorite
contest.
sayings, she's just took it right out of my brain, is one of our favorite sayings to each other is, you know, if we start feel, when I always keep me,
Me
I
as well.
speak from the I statement sometimes, and I know that when I'm starting to feel some kind of way, I'll be like, yeah, we're not a competition.
Yeah, it's not a competition. It is about building each other up and not breaking each other down.
Yeah, and we have that. We're blessed with that relationship.
Yeah, it's
You know?
amazing.
And we've learned this relationship, though. We've talked about that too.
Yeah.
How our relationship of empowering, encouraging, supporting,
Mm-hmm.
helping, listening, right? Because listening is a big part of our friendship.
Yeah, it really is.
You know,
It really is.
we've just been really blessed with the things that we've been learning in regards to friendships
Yeah,
and relationships.
we've grown so much as friends, and we're creating this phenomenal atmosphere. So,
Yeah.
so I just want to kind of back it up because the reason that we're doing all this, and the reason that we got this put this together for you, is because you know we really wanted to. A lot of our shows in the beginning, you know, as we're learning, you know, the stream. Some of them were stuck. Our first few were just purely on Facebook. Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah. And we were like, you know, let's redo our first show. Let's redo all of our shows. But, you know, as we sit here and we do this, this is really kind of this is like a recap of our very first show. So what we're doing with you is we're sharing a little bit about what we talked about in that show, because it's really just a podcast right now. There's no video to it.
right.
But then we're expanding upon like where we've grown from there or where we've come from there.
Yeah.
So as we do this, I think I might want to do this with our other shows too, you know.
Yeah.
We can have like little clips of it and just have a look back, you know,
Yeah,
when,
that's
when
awesome.
we're doing our topic and like how much we've changed and grown.
Our notepads over there.
I
We
know.
have to take notes.
Take a note, take a note. So we are on 3 different channels right now,
Perfect.
you know, and this is
We
you know,
started on
as we
Facebook.
do this, we're a
We
little
started
bit
on
more than halfway through the year. Yeah, we started on Facebook with just
Right.
a computer and Facebook Live. I think we're on like Yankee Dave's
Yeah, we
website or
were.
something. Yeah,
We were.
and now we have a group.
We not only have a group, we have a Facebook channel.
Yes, we do.
We have a
YouTube channel.
a YouTube channel. We do have we have a Facebook channel of our own. We did not have that when we first started.
That's
We
right.
were only Yankee Days.
With our group, yep.
We have
our own.
also incorporated our 2 personal companies into our group.
Yep.
So we've kind of merged
So
some
we have the
things.
page.
Yeah. We started on Facebook and now we stream on Restream. We stream on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We stream on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
So we are really
Yeah.
growing.
It's amazing. And we still are on Yankee Dave's Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
but we have our Chicks That Ride group where we stream on that. And we kind of, this is like where we empower other women and the men that support them.
Yeah, yeah.
And our YouTube channel is really just all about like all chicks. This is like where our bloopers are. This is where we have a lot of bloopers. Just saying.
Check out a couple of shows.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I don't think we get through
Oh,
one
sure.
show without
A blooper.
bits of laughter and
Yes.
bloopers, and that's just who we are because we're real people.
Yes.
We don't edit the stuff out, and
No.
we just don't do that.
WSWG.
Yeah, WSWJ.
What you see is what you get.
Places. I like that. I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. So tune in to our show. We broadcast every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. On the above us, you can see our Chicks That Ride on Facebook, our group. Chicks That Ride with the underscores in between on Twitter, and our new YouTube channel, which is also Chicks That Ride on YouTube.
Yes.
And we hope to see you for many, many more shows, and we hope that you enjoy us as much as we enjoy it.
As much as we enjoy us.
Yeah.
And by all means, we really appreciate your feedback. We appreciate you liking and sharing our videos. And if you ever have a subject or anything you'd like to discuss, feel free to shoot it to us. We'll definitely take it into consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you are watching this video, you know, you most likely haven't subscribed to our channel yet.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah, definitely. Click that like button,
hit the button.
right? And then
Ring
hit
the bell.
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
Ring that top bell so that you don't miss any of the fun bloopers and laughs with me and Michelle. Because we are two creative chicks that ride. Thanks, y'all.
Peace.